Good morning. So, I want to talk about forgiveness. I want to talk about how forgiving another will set you free, and that forgiveness is one sided. Forgiveness is not expecting, you can forgive somebody frontally, but you don't have to. Forgiveness, when you truly forgive somebody, it's the gift that you give yourself. When you truly let somebody release somebody from responsibility over how you feel, you are releasing yourself and you are taking back your power from that person. You're taking back the control that they have over you back to yourself. You're taking responsibility for whatever it is that has harmed you, for your traumas, for whatever it is that you're holding against that person. And it really is an act of love towards yourself, an act of love towards that person as well. Because typically, when somebody does something, typically, whether it is a purposeful action or not purposeful action, something that they do just because of how they are, they don't really have control over it. It's always because of a reason, and expecting them to change or waiting for them to change in order to set yourself free is giving away your own power. It is giving your own life force or the way that you feel or your own life power to another person. And so really the act of forgiving somebody is letting them off the hook for how you feel. It's maturity. It's taking responsibility over your own, okay, you did this to me. I've blamed you, because what is when you hold when you forgive somebody, you're releasing them from the blame that you are blaming them for some kind of aspect or something that you are feeling or something that they did to you, or something that blaming them for how your life is turning out, blaming them. It's very big on parents, on spouses, on people that we give our power over to. But it is us giving our power. A lot of these things happen to us in our early childhood or the way that we were brought up, and it's okay, that we have these grudges or these things that we feel, or this blame that we have towards people. But at some certain point, when we grow into our adulthood, we have to take the power back to ourselves. That way we're taking the control of our lives over to ourselves. We're not allowing another force outside of us to control us. It's the ultimate coming into maturity and coming into adulthood. So I wrote down a few things here. I just want to go over what I wrote down because it all came to me in a download. So forgiveness sets you free. Forgiveness is one-sided. So it's definitely one-sided. Forgiveness is letting go of blame. So it's just like I said, it's letting go of blaming somebody else for, there's only so long that you can blame somebody else for how your life is going. At some point, you have to take responsibility over your own life, and you have to agree to fix it in yourself. Regardless of what happened to you, how horrific it was, what this person told you, what this person did to you. Bokelta. There's people down there, so I'm going to pause this for a sec. Okay, so there's people down in the valley. I was saying hi to them. I'll show you where I am in a minute. Um, so I have written here, forgiveness is letting go of blame and taking responsibility for your own healing. It is taking the power of your life back to you. So it is when you let go of blame, you're taking back the responsibility of your own healing back to you. You're also taking control of your own life back to you. Okay, when I'm in control, okay, so I have all these sores and all of these wounds and these emotional traumas, but at least the power is back to me. I am responsible for it, and we really are the only ones. If we're expecting the same person that caused our traumas to come in and fix our traumas, and that's what we're doing when we're blaming and we are holding grudges, we're expecting them, it's releasing the expectation of them to do anything that we need. It's like, okay, and at some point also you thank the people that caused you traumas, because okay, maybe in some cases in some cases, because the bigger the things that we have gone through, the stronger, and we overcome them within ourselves, and we take the power back to our own selves, and we are responsible for it, then we grow from it, and we become that much stronger, and we come into a place of our own self-worthiness and understanding that we are powerful beings. And so a lot of times these things really push us forward in life. And we are all riddled with traumas. We're all riddled with various traumas in different ways. That's our conformity. That's how we were formed as beings. That's how our personalities even formed through conformities, through, we were taught how to be, how to act, and then at some point you start releasing what you were taught and you find your own way and your own path. Okay, so forgiving is maturity and the power to deal with your emotions and your own traumas. It is the power, it is power, it is self-power and powerful. So when you in the act of forgiving, you are it's a powerful act. It's a release, and it's a very I want to say like a feminine energy. It's kind of like a resolve. It's a letting go. There's an ease to it. It's a softness. It's there is no force in forgiving, and forgiving is just like, and it's more of a positive kind of softness there, and it's a release. There is no I forgive you, because that's not really forgiving. When you forgive, you truly have to forgive. You truly have to release that other person of any kind of expectation, and you can openly, there's a lot of ways to get to the same thing. So you can openly say, I release you and I forgive you, even if the person is not even alive anymore. If the person doesn't have to be next to you. It's one-sided. Forgiveness is release. It's releasing the other person of what they did, or whatever you're blaming them for. It's forgiving them, and it is fully forgiving them. It's not holding a little grudge down here while you say the words. It doesn't work like that. It really, you have to release them, and the way to do this is by knowing that you want that power back in your own life. You want to be the creator of your own reality, and you can't be waiting for somebody outside of you, especially somebody that caused the trauma, that usually they don't even know that they did it. A lot of times, even when you come to physically tell somebody, I forgive you, you can get like a contrast. They'll come in and they'll push back. Well, what do you mean forgive me? What do you have to forgive me? What do you have to forgive me for? I didn't do anything, right? A lot of times the people that we forgive don't even know that what they did to us, or don't. A lot of times it's hard for us to even find what they did for us, to us. So forgiving is really a one-way street. And it's mainly a gift that I give to myself. I release the others from any kind of responsibility over how I feel. And there's a real release in it. Also, when you release it, the other person, if they're still alive, they will feel it. They will feel the energies just be relieved in between the two. So then I have how to forgive. First, realize what you are holding on to. So how to forgive is, first you have to go in and realize what it is that you're mad over. What really truly are you holding? Why are you holding it? What are the effects of it within you? So what are you holding against them? Why are you holding it against them? What did it affect? How did it affect you? And then you can go in within yourself, because the healing is within it. You find, what effect did that have on me? What did it create within me? How did that form who I am? And then once you find that, then you can take responsibility over that. You can say, oh, wait a minute, that formed this in me, so I'm going to fix this. Okay, that other person might have attributed to the cause of this, but I have the power within me, and I'm the only one that has the power within me to fix it. So it really becomes, within the forgiving itself comes the self-healing in itself, because you have to realize those places and let them go within yourself to really forgive the other person. So it's kind of like the cycle that is within itself. You release them, but at the same time you release yourself of it. You realize what it is and you're like, oh, wait a minute, that's just that. Oh, okay, so what's the big deal? I'm going to fix it within myself. Sometimes it is a little bit of a big deal, but I'm not belittling anything, but really this is about forgiveness and forgiving the other person and taking the power of your own life back to yourself. And we are really the only ones that have power. We're the only ones that can give away our power by blaming somebody else and not forgiving them. And we're the only ones that can take the power back to ourselves. Because regardless, you are the only one in your driver's seat of your own life. So you're the only one that can decide to give them the power, and that's usually because it's a cop out, because you don't feel like you have the strength to go in within yourself and release yourself of these traumas, or you want to blame outwardly because you can't deal with the traumas within yourself. But it's really maturity to be able to come in and deal with your own traumas and say, okay, wait a minute, okay, that person did this, but this is within me, and now it's within my own power to fix it and to take control of it. And I want this power in my life. I want to be the one in the driver's seat of my own life. So deciding that you are going to take it off of that other person's plate and put it back on yours. That's just what I said. Take whatever responsibility for your own feelings off of that person's plate and say, okay, you did this, but I'm taking it right now off of your plate. You're free. You go on. I have no expectations of you coming in and fixing this for me. I'm taking it off your plate. I'm putting it on mine because it's mine to deal with anyway, and now I'm going to deal with it. So you can go do your own thing, and you can't harm me anymore because I've already made the distinction between you and me. And I cut that bond of blame and I forgive you. Go on with peace, and may peace come to you. And may you find the wisdom within yourself to heal yourself so that you don't have to hurt others in order to be whole. And it's really like a release like that. And it feels so good. Um, so true forgiveness is one-sided and truly letting that other person, dead or alive, off the hook, taking your power back and releasing expectation from that other person to satisfy your needs. So you release them from any expectation. They don't need to satisfy your needs, and you release them with love. May you go on your journey. I wish for you the best, and thank you. I don't need anything from you. I release my own self, and you have the keys for your own release. Forgiveness is one-sided, and it will set you free. It will set you free. Even if you have that duty now of taking care of that trauma all on your own, it cuts the ties. At least it's on your plate and you know what you're doing. So I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, subscribe and like the video. It helps it get further and out to more people that need it. So thank you. I appreciate it.